Hey YouTube, just coming at you with my deck profile here. This is basically Miracle Contact Heroes. It's kind of a turbo version, just OTK spam as fast as possible. So anyways, here we go. Just going to start out with the monsters. Your basic Stratos and 3 prisma. It's kind of necessary. I run Hero Lives, so you need 3 prismas in there. And then just 1 Hero Neos. I was running 2 before, but I realized it's just not necessary. To run to. You might think it is, but if you draw in your hand and you just play Miracle Contact, put it back in your deck, and then you can summon the Hero Lives or the E-Collar or the just get out Prisma and just dump it back from your deck. So it's actually fine just to run 1, which is nice and it's more consistent. Clearly, just drawing it is not helpful most of the time. Next for the Neo-spacian engine. Just go with 2 Hummingbirds. It's kind of necessary to run, at least 2 with this card. I've seen 3, because it makes the best fusion for the deck. But other than that, you really never use his first effect, because that just means he's going to get killed. And I'd rather save him for Convert Contact, which is a spell I'll show you later. 1 Aqua Dolphin. This guy's really good, actually, to just normal summon, if you have a big guy on field, and then take out and look at their hand. Take out Gores or Trag or whatever's going to stop you. So, he's really powerful, actually. So, I was considering running 2 of him, but, just keeping it small Neo-spacians is pretty good, I've seen. 1 Dark Panther. You don't use his effect very much, but it's really just another Neo-spacian, different type, and he's dark, too, which come into play later. Grand Mole. Best guy, best Neo-spacian. Probably run more of this if if he jumped up to 2 or something on the next ban list. The next part of the Neo-spacian engine is kind of the Armageddon Knight and Cross Porter part, which basically anytime Cross Porter is sent to the graveyard, search a Neo-spacian from your deck. This is why you can manage to run just 5 Neo-spacians, and it makes Armageddon Knight just a +1 immediately, because you can just dump Cross Porter and then search search Grand Mole if you want. It's crazy. Next, not actually a Chaos Sorcerer, really should be a BLS, but whatever, I don't have a BLS. Chaos Sorcerer is also pretty good. Moving on, I just finished out with some hand traps, 2 Valor. The deck needs a little bit of a trap power, and Valor helps, because it's a monster. It makes Shining and Chaos Sorcerer alive a little bit more of the time. So it's pretty helpful for the deck in that aspect. Moving on, spells. Basically, there's no traps in this deck, so it's just, I guess, about 17 monsters, and then just the rest of it is spells. So these are kind of the consistency spells. Pot of Dualities. Clearly, you start with something not explosive. If you don't want to OTK, you just set up for next turn. You open up with a pot, you're in pretty good shape. Next, of course, you run 2 E-Calls and a Rhoda, which kind of just obviously more consistency. Rhoda you can actually search Aqua Dolphin with, so that's sometimes useful if you have, for example, this card, Convert Contact. So I've got another proxy. It's kind of a hard, old card to find, but this card's really kind of the best one in the deck. It's basically like Solar Recharge in that you dump a Neo-spacian from your hand and then also from the deck, shuffle it, and then draw 2. So it gets the Neo-spacians out of the deck and into the grave, and then lets you get fresh cards to OTK with. Moving on, Foolish Burial. This card's actually really good. You wouldn't think it's good, but it makes your next card, your Miracle Contact, live, but also you just can dump Cross Porter and immediately search Grand Mole again, or whatever else you need to play your Convert Contact. Because Convert Contact, you can't have a monster on the field, so Foolish Burial is slightly better than Armageddon Knight if you have a Convert Contact, because if you summon Armageddon Knight and dump Cross Porter, you can't immediately play Convert Contact. Anyways, next 3 Miracle Contacts, obviously. Kind of, it's really the most powerful spell in the deck, I'd say, besides the Convert Contact. It's really more powerful than Miracle Fusion, because Miracle Contact makes such diverse plays. Miracle Fusion is usually just 0 or Shining. Anyways, 2 Hero Lives. I haven't seen everybody play this, but I've realized how good it is just because of the Air Neos aspect. It cuts your life points and puts more spamming power on the board, and then this, increases Air Neos's attack power, so it makes it really easy to OTK. Next, we're one super poly. This was a smash and ground. I'm trying it out just to see how it works. It's quick play, so clearly you can just play it during the the battle phase when you're pushing for game, and you just play super poly on some of your monsters and then push even harder. And these are just some staple spells: Heavy, Reborn, Dark Hole, and then triple MST. This is an OTK deck, so you got to get rid of those back rows. That's about it for the main deck. I guess I'll show you guys the fusion deck and extra deck. Kind of interesting. One Air Neos. This guy's killer because anytime if you cut with Hero Lives, he's immediately 6,500, and then obviously you played Hero Lives, so you probably have another prisma on board or whatever. So you just summon another monster from your hand, like a Stratos, make an Excalibur, and then you've got 65 and then 4,000 with Excalibur. My next favorite card in the deck is probably Storm Neos. This guy's basically, you summon him, just use his effect, which is Heavy Storm, and then if you manage not to kill them before this guy goes back into the deck during the end phase, then when he does go back into the deck, it shuffles all the other cards that they might have back into the deck too. So sometimes playing him and just nuking their whole field is going to be game on its own. The best one for OTKs, though, besides Air Neos, is probably Grand Neos, because he can just immediately use his effect and just bounce the monster face down, face up, no matter what, bounce it. Aqua Neos, also a good one, just to get rid of their hand a little bit. You never know what they might have. It doesn't let you look like Aqua Dolphin does, but it still just makes the OTK more clear. And sometimes you really got to have kind of all these guys, because you need to be able to make any of them in any situation. Because sometimes all you've got's an Aqua Dolphin in the grave. You don't have the Air Hummingbird or whatever. And then here's the Miracle Fusion guys. 2 Shining, obviously. 0, Skiri Dow. A Nova Master for the Super Poly. Gaia and Tornado. Kind of need all those, just cover all your bases. There's plenty of room in this extra deck. You could cut out Gaia or Tornado if you didn't really feel like it. Put some other stuff in. I don't have the Dark Neo-spacian guy. I don't think he's really worth it. Next are the Exceeds. Basically just a bunch of 4s. You kind of need all these. Pathoperative, Maestro, obviously. Get rid of Reaper and stuff like that. Excalibur, Utopia to stall, and Blade Armor. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Just leave some comments or suggestions. Open to all criticism. And thanks for watching.